Since the very first day that we began renovating our 2013 Shasta Oasis, there have been challenges that we've had to overcome. Everything from finding water damage to creating our own RV solar system for living off-grid. A little over a month ago, we set off with the intention of seeing the country in our home on wheels, and we've had plenty of little hiccups and challenges since then too. But this time we're dealing with one that doesn't even actually affect our RV, but still has us stuck and looking for solutions. This is a fact of RVing life, and it's definitely no fun. This whole nomadic lifestyle really gets glamorized. There's a darker side to it too that a lot of people don't like to talk about. So where do I even start with this whole story? We left the Medicine Bow National Forest and headed towards a place called Riverton, Wyoming to meet up with a friend of ours. We were intending on only staying there for maybe a night or two and then heading on towards Thermopolis, but the morning that we were going to leave, Stuart went out and found out that his truck was basically leaking transmission fluid. It wasn't a major problem, it's something that just kind of happens sometimes with vehicles when they are used a lot, like we use our truck, and basically it was just a seal that needed to be replaced. But because we were in such a remote area, it meant that we weren't going to be able to get any parts for at least a week. And so we ended up being stuck in a tiny town in the middle of nowhere for a lot longer than we had planned. And it meant that we had to think on our feet and figure out how we were going to fix a problem being in a less than ideal setting. We were able to get the truck parts sent to an RV park in town, and we were also able to reserve a spot so that we would have somewhere to fix the truck. But because it was going to be a week until everything got in, it left us in an interesting situation where we basically had to find places to boondock in a town that wasn't super boondocker friendly. We stayed for a couple of nights at a casino nearby, but unfortunately we had a really negative experience that left us pretty eager to leave. So we ended up staying a couple more nights at a Walmart parking lot, but then because there were so few places to stay, we ended up back at the casino for another couple of nights until we could head to the park. So when you're boondocking, there are rules, unspoken rules that everybody just kind of agrees on. And one of the biggest ones is that you don't overstay your welcome. And every place is a little bit different. You kind of just have to gauge the vibe whenever you get there, but usually 1 to 2 nights, 3 nights is really pushing it. So we were in the Walmart parking lot for 2 nights. Today is Thursday, so we have 1 more night before we can head to our campground tomorrow. And so there was nowhere else for us to go, and because we can't leave, we're back at the casino. But it'll be fine, as long as we don't go inside. That's where we're gonna be for a little while. At least for 1 more night. I don't want to make it seem like I'm complaining just to complain or that the situation was just so much worse than it actually was. I do know that we are very fortunate and that things could have been a lot worse than they were, but that doesn't mean that the situation wasn't challenging, especially because for that week that we were waiting for the parts to come in, there was really nothing to occupy our time except sitting and waiting. And it was really hard to get excited about anything or be motivated about anything, and that did take a toll on us, and that was a little bit of a challenge to work through. Part 1 of our 2 to 3 part plan of how we're gonna fix everything and get back on the road has panned out. We got to the Wind River RV Park and our mail was waiting for us, so we have all that. We're hooked up to electricity and water again, so I'm doing a crap ton of laundry right now. I'm probably gonna be working on it for like the rest of the night, but that's okay. It'll be worth it to have clean laundry, and it really builds up when you can't do it regularly, so that is a silver lining for sure. Now we just have to hope the weather cooperates so that we can get the work done, because rain just rolled in and I don't know how long it's gonna hang around, but that's gonna make conditions for work a little bit questionable. I guess we'll just see how the rest of this plays out, but we're gonna stay positive. Of course, spoiler alert, we did work through it, and I'm so thankful to have a partner who can think on his feet and fix things when they break. Life is full of challenges, and all you can do when they come your way is work through them, and that is exactly what we did and what we will continue to do.
I found peace, I could have swore. What she did shook me to the core, and I ain't gonna live like that no more.
We got everything fixed. It really wasn't too bad once we got everything that we needed.
Parts came in, labor got done.
And we were able to move on. So I think after everything with Riverton and our overall experience there and just everything that we were dealing with, I think we're both kind of feeling a little bit burnt out and like we kind of just need to take a pause and catch our breath. And so we got ourselves to a place where we can do that, and we're just gonna kind of hunker down and slow down a little bit and give ourselves a little bit of time before we need to make the next decision for the next leg of everything that we need to do. So this is just the thing that happens when your home is constantly moving. The odds that something's gonna happen to it at some point are pretty high. I mean, this is the second time that we've been stuck somewhere that we didn't really want to be because of something having to do with our mode of transportation and our home on wheels. It's just the way it goes, and I kind of wanted to share that because it's a reality. And it doesn't get much more real than being stuck in a town with bad vibes waiting to get the parts that you need so that you can move on. There are a lot of realities that come with this, and I just want to try to share those as much as I can because this whole nomadic lifestyle really gets glamorized, and it is really, really awesome. There's a darker side to it too that a lot of people don't like to talk about, and I don't even like to talk about it, but it's just the way it is. We got through it though, and we're going to continue to push forward, enjoy this trip as much as we possibly can, and we'll just tackle the next thing when it comes to us, and that's all that you can do.
But I'ma get on my feet, get on my chores, get some things from the getting store. This old ship's coming back to shore, 'cause I ain't gonna live like this.